Professor Ogunbiyi bá ti dé, wọ́n máa jókòó sí next to FBCS, Basic Clinical Sciences.
No.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, our dear teacher of teachers, Professor E. Akande, Emeritus Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology. You're welcome, sir. Today is...
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir. And thank you so much for all your efforts at ensuring that we maintain the health of our institutions, both the University College Hospital, where you have been the Chief Medical Director before, and of course, our College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, where you are the pioneer provost, and the last Dean of Faculty of Medicine of those days. We always appreciate you, sir. I am happy to inform us that Papa clocked 86 only 2 days ago. So this is more like an extension of his celebration. And this is about 60 years that Professor E. Akande, Emeritus Professor Onaji, actually graduated from this medical school. Once again, I thank you so very much. The faculty is very appreciative of you and will continue to appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
Thank you very much indeed for welcoming me. And let me congratulate the new faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences and you, Professor Fatai Oyitola, as the first dean of that faculty. Hearty congratulations. I will not say welcome to the club because you're already part of the club, or welcome to a new beginning that has just started. Congratulate you, wish the faculty every success in its progress. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, sir. The way the program is going to begin is by way of a little introduction from those of us here and online. I want to tell you, sir, that this program is an hybrid. Some of our colleagues are here. Professor J. A. Olaniyi is here, the head of hematology, and the faculty officer as well. Mr. Dairo is there, and Mr. Abolo Ogumakin. And of course, behind the scene, those of us who are working in the BCC, Biomedical Communication Center, as well as the ITU section of the college, are the ones making all of this to go really as well as going to everybody out there. I must tell you, sir, that we also have many of our colleagues who are joining online from their various, I won't say comfort zones, but that's the way it looks. You need to see that well, it's actually a good place now, unlike when we started. The faculty office is about the size of a classroom, partitioned into various sections, the faculty office, faculty officer's office, and then the dean's office, as well as the general office. We're very grateful to the college, and of course, we really appreciate the university that permitted this program to continue, to be established. I would crave the indulgence of our Emeritus Professor so that our colleagues online would introduce themselves and indicate maybe just greet you as well before we now come to the nitty-gritty of our interaction with you, sir. With your kind permission, sir, may I call on the professors who are joining us? Maybe I should begin from whom, if I will not be accused of bias. I'll start from pharmacology. I've seen one of our professors in pharmacology joining us. And then let me also say that Professor Ogunbiyi is actually busy in class now, and he'll be joining us as soon as he finishes his class. Professor Aderibigbe, please, can you introduce yourself, and then we can go on like that to other of our participants who are online. Thank you very much. Professor Aderibigbe, please.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Professor Aderibigbe Adegbeyoladele. I'm in pharmacology and therapeutics. Greetings to our emeritus professors, and I welcome everybody online.
Good afternoon, sir. Prof, I'm also here, sir. I joined with Professor Aderibigbe. My name is Bakri Adewale. I'm a senior lecturer in pharmacology and therapeutics. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much, both of you. Like I said, that is starting from pharmacology. I'm sure some other people from pharmacology would be joining or would have joined us. But let me quickly move to Professor K.S. Adedagbo.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Professor Adedagbo.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I'm from pharmacology and therapy.
Sorry, who is speaking now, please?
Joseph.
Please, can you speak louder? We can't hear the
Yes,
who is speaking.
I'm speaking louder. Joseph from Department of Pharmacology.
Okay, maybe Professor Adedagbo can speak, and then that person, we can come back to that person later.
Thank you very much, our Dean. Good afternoon, sir. Dear Professor Emeritus, sir. I'm Kayode Adedagbo. I'm a chemical pathologist. I'm on loan to nuclear medicine. I'm the current head of nuclear medicine department. I want to congratulate you again, sir, on your 86th birthday. Many more happy years, sir. And thank you for coming for this meeting to enlighten us on certain things. Good afternoon, sir.
Next is Dr. Omalade Adegoke of Pathology Department. Dr. Omalade Adegoke, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Omalade Adegoke, senior lecturer and acting head of department. Department of Pathology. I want to say welcome to Emeritus Professor Akande, and we're happy to have you here. I'm hopeful that this meeting will be a productive one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Adeola Fowotade, Medical Microbiology and Parasitology.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Adeola Fowotade. I'm from the Department of Medical Microbiology and Parasitology. I'm a reader, and I also coordinate the Biorepository Clinical Virology Laboratory. I specialize in clinical virology. I welcome our Emeritus Professor. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. Really appreciate you, sir. I'm also the Subdean Postgraduate for the Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences. Thank you. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I remember you in the COVID era.
Thank you, Dr. Fowotade. Everybody remembers you for COVID activity. Thank you so very much. We hope this cholera outbreak will not go beyond easy containment. And we will not need to invite you again to some sleepless nights. Thank you very much. Professor Akande, Medical Microbiology, please.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Dean. And I want to congratulate our Emeritus Professor on his birthday. Congratulations, sir. And I wish you many happy returns of the day. And we are also delighted to have you around and to also have a meeting with us today. And we hope that it will be a fruitful meeting. I am Professor Akande. I'm the current head of Department of Medical Microbiology and Parasitology. Thank you very much, sir. Over.
Thank you so very much, Professor Akande. The one I fondly call my Egbon, Professor Bayo Akin-Osun.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dean, sir. And thank you very much, our Emeritus Professor, for being around today. We congratulate you on your birthday and wish you good health. I'm a senior lecturer in the Department of Chemical Pathology. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Next is the one I also fondly call my Aburo, Dr. Makajola Olufomilola. Please. Dr. Makajola, Medical Micro, please. Or maybe while we are waiting for her to talk to us, we'll move to Dr. Salami, Pathology, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Professor Akande. It's a real honor to actually be able to be here to listen to you and to gain some words of wisdom from you. We wish you a very, very happy birthday, and we ask that God Almighty will give you more strength for the days ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Next is another Aburo, Dr. Modupe Kuti, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Dean, Professor Fantola, the Dean of Provost, our emeritus present in this meeting. Sir, a belated birthday. Wishing you strength and health in the years ahead. And I am particularly interested in asking you some questions about the history of the college and the faculties. Hope that some of my lingering questions, you will address them today because of your, at least, I doubt if there's anybody in the college that has the history of the eager to hear you today. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to gain from your wealth of wisdom. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Next is my SP, Dr. Ogundeji, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, Dean, sir, for organizing this program. And I want to join others to congratulate Emeritus Professor Akande on your birthday, sir. To wish you many more years in strength and good health, sir. I'm also delighted to join this program to learn from your wealth of experience, sir. And I hope and I believe that it will be an interesting session for all of us. Thank you, sir, for joining us today, sir. We appreciate you, Prof, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm still staying in hematology. Professor Kotila. Professor Taiwo Kotila, hematology, please.
Good morning, Mr. Dean, and good morning, everyone. Thank you, sir, Emeritus Professor Akande, for agreeing to speak to us on this occasion. We want to congratulate you on your birthday and wish you long life and good health. We would like to tap into your knowledge and experience being a pioneer college since we are a young faculty. And we want to thank you for all you have done and you are still doing for the College of Medicine. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Still staying in hematology. One of us is in diaspora. It's far away in the US now. Dr. Titi Akingbola, please.
Good morning, Professor Akande, sir. Good morning, Mr. Dean. It's a privilege for me to catch on this opportunity to join my faculty. I am grateful, and I also wish you, sir, a happy birthday. I pray that with long life, the Lord will satisfy you. It's a privilege for me. I was in the medical school when you were, and over the decades, you have been a blessing. I pray that you shall remain a blessing in Jesus' name. Bye, sir.
Amen. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akingbola. Now we'll go back to medical micro. Dr. Fayemewo, please. Dr. Fayemewo, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, our Emeritus Professor, Professor Akande, and our Dean. And like others, I would like to congratulate our Emeritus Professor on his birthday, 86th birthday. And I wish you long life, sir. Like my sister just said, that since I've known you, you have been a blessing, to the college and to some of us that are younger ones. Lord, Lord will continue to make you relevant in the mighty name of Jesus. And we are with this program. We hope that to learn a lot, from your wealth of experience. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We go back to hematology. Dr. Fuluke Fashola, aka FA, like myself.
Good afternoon, sir, Emeritus Professor Akande. Good afternoon, my dean, and good afternoon, everybody. I would like to join others to congratulate and say happy birthday to our dear Emeritus Professor. And we thank God that he's still healthy, young, and agile to continue to contribute to the college and to continue to nourish and nurture the younger generation. We appreciate all that you are doing for the college and the impact you are making in the college. And we also look through this meeting, we look forward to tapping from your wealth of wisdom, your wealth of experience, to be able to improve on our faculty. Thank you. Good afternoon again.
Thank you very much.
Fortunately for me, apart from Egbon, and several aburos. I have my auntie online too, Professor Wura Adebola Shokunbi. Auntie, would you like to speak with our Emeritus Professor, ma?
Hello, good morning.
Please go on, ma.
The Dean? Okay, thank you. Dear sir, that's Professor Akande. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank God for sir. Happy birthday. I was fortunate to wish you a happy birthday on the ICOMA platform. You've done a lot. In fact, that would be an understatement. How you keep going is, I would say, it's a miracle, because sometimes I ask myself, will I be strong enough, hopefully when I reach your age, to do all the things you're doing? You are always there. Apart from your physical presence, which is always very assuring, you are always there to give us advice, whether we follow.
I guess some network mishap there. Maybe my auntie would have opportunity of rejoining us and wish our Emeritus Professor happy birthday and then make a statement. But while we wait for her to rejoin.
Thank you, I'll wait for that.
Sir, Prof.
Now, I'm back.
Very good.
I'm soon finished.
Go on,
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we
So
can hear
in
you now. Go on.
summary, happy birthday. We pray that you continue to have a healthy, long, joyful, and peaceful life. There will be a lot to ask from you, but those who are still in the play, I'm retired. But in fact, tell people I'm still young. I don't feel retired at all. So I'm waiting to a few questions much later. Thank you, Mr. Dean. Good morning, everybody. I miss you all. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very much. Past President of ICOMA Worldwide.
Thank you very much, Zach. Thank you very much, ma. Let me come back to the headquarters here, where we are starting all of these things together. I have earlier mentioned Professor Olaniyi, but I want him to speak to us himself, and then I will move from there to the faculty officer as well, after he has spoken to us. Please, Professor Olaniyi.
Thank you, our Dean. Professor F. Fentola. I appreciate the wisdom that you displayed in putting this session on. It's a great pleasure inviting our Emeritus Professor to educate us again. It has been in the past. Learning from you. We've been learning from you in the past, and we continue to learn from you. Let me, first of all, congratulate you, sir, on your 86th birthday. Congratulations, sir. We wish you many happy returns, and may God grant you sound health and more strength in Jesus' name. You will live long in the mighty name of Jesus. This session, we are looking forward more to learn from you about the history of the college, and to tutor us as to how this new beginning for the Faculty of Basic Clinical Science will run smoothly and then succeed. Thank you, sir, for always being available for us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very much, Head of Hematology. I appreciate every one of us who have spoken. I will now suggest that we go back to what appears like the next item on the agenda. Let me crave the indulgence of every one of us, and particularly our Emeritus Professor Akande, that the intent of this program is not to make it boring. So as much as possible, we will make it interactive as we have promised. But while looking into that, I would suggest that we go in a way that will make it very smooth. In other words, I would maybe set the ball rolling and thereafter pause. When I take the pause, I will expect other of our colleagues to indicate, maybe by raising up their hand if they are not immediately here. They can do that right from wherever they are. And then I can call each one of us in any order that appears to be very smooth for us. So, sir, maybe we should begin, sir, if possible, and if permitted, by maybe just telling us exactly what informed. I know I've had this from you because of my relative closeness to you, sir. But maybe for some of our colleagues who are here and who have not had the opportunity, that the likes of opportunity that Dr. Akingbola, Dr. And myself, I've had been a graduate of this place, and some of us who actually trained from other medical schools. So, sir, what actually informed the creation of the College of Medicine? And maybe as an addendum to that, I know that some departments were classified, were put under basic medical science and pharmacy at inception, and another set of departments were put under clinical sciences and dentistry. Only 2 faculties were created at that time. What informed the creation of the college in the first instance? What informed creation of just 2 faculties? Why not 3? Why not 4? And so on and so forth, sir. Over to you, sir. Prof. Prof, sir. I don't know whether you heard me, sir.
I wish you were. I also wish to thank all those who have congratulated me on my 86th birthday. I wish to be just 2 days ago. The statutes, which is the law, which really entreats. Can you hear me? Is it clear?
Sir, maybe we can start again.
Yeah. I said I would like to congratulate the new faculty and the dean of the faculty and wish you every success as you move along. I also want to thank everyone who has congratulated me on the 86th birthday, which took place just 2 days ago, June 25. I wish to state also that the statutes or the law which really established the College of Medicine was promulgated 25th of 1984, 40 years ago. So the college is also celebrating virtually a 40th birthday as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, you've asked a very big question as to the origin of the college, what actually spurred us to say the faculty, the then faculty, should become a college. Now, in the 1977, the National Universities Commission, or the NUC, had a working party on medical education to review the status and function and the structure of medical schools within the university system. So that working party of the NUC concluded that the peculiarity in terms of service rendered by a medical school is complex, result of having multiple professions under one umbrella, and also its relationship with teaching hospitals. The need to train non-graduate health professionals and the frequent necessity of rapid decision-making, which can only be catered for if the faculty was a college, not a faculty. It was about the same time in the 1977-78 year that the then federal military government designated the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Ibadan as a center of excellence in medicine among Nigerian universities. Now, this designation was very warmly welcomed by Senate and Council of the university, and the faculty was asked to put up proposals which will enhance and promote its evolution into a status of College of Medicine. So it was two things happening at the same time. One, the NUC Working Party saying that faculties of medicine should become colleges. Second, the designation of Ibadan as a center of excellence of medicine among Nigerian universities, which the faculty, Senate, and Council of the University said, give us proposals as to how this can be implemented. And we came up with the idea that we should go along with the NUC Working Party and make the faculty a college. So that was the origin of the evolution of the college. So I think I will stop there, and if there are other questions, this could then be asked. Like what made the two faculties and all that. That's a separate issue entirely. Maybe people want to respond to what actually prompted and promoted the idea of having a college rather than a faculty. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I don't know whether Professor Owura Ashokunbi might want to pick up something on this. Professor Ashokunbi, ma. Okay. Maybe I will go to Dr. Mudukwe Kuti, who had actually earlier indicated that he has some burning issues to discuss with our Emeritus Professor. Dr. Kuti, please.
Good morning again, sir. Good afternoon. It's afternoon already. Good afternoon again, sir. So one question I will for the
Dr. Kuti, we can't hear you. I guess
lumping together of so. Hello, Dean, can you hear me, sir?
Please come again.
Yes.
We couldn't hear you well. Dr. Kuti, please ask your question again, please. Appears some network issues. Can we have question from any other person who may be interested in asking for any clarification from the introduction that Prof has given us? Professor Bakari, you are welcome, sir. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dean. Actually, I got the link a few minutes ago, so I was not with you at the beginning. Now, let me congratulate our father, the pioneer provost of the College of Medicine. My set happened to be the first set that graduated from the College of Medicine in 1981. And we're very proud of that. While others graduated, other sets below us graduated under Faculty of Medicine, we graduated under the College of Medicine. So we thank God for that. Baba, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
May you live long. Well, I don't know what actually is being discussed here. As I said, I got the link just a few minutes ago, and I'm yet to settle down to see what is going on here. But I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you very much, Mr. Dean.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you very much, Professor Ari Bakari. Do we have Dr. Mudupa Kuti back, please? Okay, Professor Akotila, you can ask or make your comments now.
Thank you very much, sir, for the brief history. I just needed some clarification. Some people have said that when we were given the opportunity or right to become a college, other institutes or faculties in the main campus too had the same, like College of Education, College of Social Sciences, but up till now it never materialized. I just wanted to confirm if that is a true history or not. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think I should answer that question. Thank you very much indeed, very relevant. First thing is to say that the evolution of the College of Medicine from its initial faculty status represented a significant landmark in the history of the Ibadan Medical School. And as I said earlier, two things facilitated this. One was that the NUC, the National Universities Commission Working Party on medical schools, recommended that faculties of medicine would best be administered under a collegiate structure because of its complexity, its relationship with the university teaching hospitals, and the fact that it had to train, graduate and non-graduate health professionals, etc. That was the NUC Working Party. And at about the same time, the Faculty of Medicine, University of Ibadan, was designated by the federal military government in the 1977-78 session as the center of excellence of medicine among the various Nigerian universities. What happened for centers of excellence was that there was a center of excellence for agriculture. One of the universities was so named. That was Ahmadu Bello University. There was a center of excellence for engineering, center of excellence for medicine, center of excellence for, and so forth. One faculty among the various universities was so designated. It also happened that Ibadan was designated the center of excellence for medicine. Then Senate and Council said, faculty, give us proposals as to how to implement what is called the center of excellence. How will we be able to enhance it? The faculty came up with the idea that to become collegiate, as the NUC Working Party has suggested, would be the best way to go. So that was where it started. But I must say that the process leading to the transformation of the faculty into a college was initially marked by internal opposition in the university. And of course, this went on for some time. But after this was resolved, Senate set up a committee to look into and see how best can the College of Medicine be helped. One of the areas was to say, let them start not too big, because the initial proposals that the faculty gave was to have a College of Medicine with about 5 different faculties, which included basic medical sciences, clinical sciences, dentistry, pharmacy, and public health. But the Senate committee thought too many, that the bureaucracy would not. So the faculty in its wisdom said, okay, let's start with just 2 faculties. The Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and Pharmacy, and the Faculty of Clinical Sciences and Dentistry, just 2 faculties. This was just to be able to satisfy those who felt that the bureaucracy would be too much if there were so many faculties in the college. Although thanks be to God that over the years, those other faculties that were initially proposed in the initial faculty proposal have now become faculties, and we thank God for them. Now, as for why that is exactly why there were just 2 faculties, to make sure that at least we got started and not get stuck in the argument as to, oh, why many faculties, why this, why that. So that was the reason for that. Now, you mentioned other colleges. I should mention that in 1985, the then federal government set up a visitation panel to the University of Ibadan. Visitation panels are set to various universities after a period of time to see how they are working, what they are doing, whether they are conforming with what they should do, and so on. Now, this visitation panel, which was set up to review the University of Ibadan, found that the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, that's what they said in their report, was the best run arm of the university. They criticized a number of things in the university. They criticized various things, but they said the College of Medicine of the University of Ibadan was the best run college arm of the university. And they therefore recommended that the system of the collegiate system, be extended university-wide. They thought we were doing very well because we were a college. So as a result of that, several colleges were established in the university, like we mentioned, College of Social Science, the College of Agriculture and Veterinary Medicine, etc., etc. But after just about 2 or 3 years, these faculties disintegrated. They just couldn't work together for whatever reason it was, and they were all dissolved. The only reason why the College of Medicine existed and survived was that it had a law, the statute of the College of Medicine, promulgated in 1984, as I said, and signed into law June 25, 1984. That statute, if you have to dissolve the College of Medicine, you need to go to the National Assembly. So it has to go through, it has to be dissolved by the House of Representatives and the Senate. And that's a compulsory position. So no one did that. The other faculties who became colleges were just reverted back to their faculty status at the College of Medicine through God's grace and through this statute, which is a law, part of the University of Ibadan Act, protected the College of Medicine. That's why the College of Medicine survived and remains still today. We give glory to God for that. Thank you.
We are highly enriched, especially the detail of we're seeing almost the image of the way and what went into the creation of the College of Medicine from the then Faculty of Medicine, University of Ibadan. Thank you so very much, sir. I am sure that all of our colleagues would have been much more enriched with this information. And relating to why it was 2 and not 3 or 4 or more, we are greatly blessed to have you this afternoon, sir. As a follow-up question to that, sir, the the two faculties that were created, that were created at that time as part of the college, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and Pharmacy on the one hand, Faculty of Clinical Sciences and Dentistry on the other. I have heard from you before, sir, that at that time that the college was created, there were 25 or so departments in the university, in the Faculty of Medicine then. I do not know whether this was part of the reason, for example, that some of the departments that now constitute our Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences were either included in what was Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and Pharmacy. Sir.
Yes, I think you're quite right. First is that the name faculty, had about 25 departments. And if you have to have two faculties, you have to make sure that the number of departments within the two faculties is not too different, not too disparate. So it was the thought of the, well, I will call them fathers of the college, of the faculty at the time. I was one of them, to say, well, all those laboratory departments, the ones that you now have in the Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences, they are clinical departments all, but there were also laboratory departments. They were laboratory-based departments, should be classified together with the departments in the preclinical area, anatomy, physiology. At that time, pharmacology was also a department in the university, in the preclinical areas. All those preclinical departments, which are mainly laboratory-based, should be joined with the laboratory clinical department to form one faculty, so that it will not limit it to those in the preclinical departments like anatomy, physiology, and pharmacology. It will be like 5 or 6, but by adding the other laboratory department, chemical pathology, hematology, and so on with them, we had like 12 departments, in that faculty, and again about 12 or 15 departments, the other faculty. So it was for convenience, really, rather than anything else. But we still recognize that, and you're right, it created a problem when it was decided to pay clinical supplementation, following the Doji report. It was decided that clinical supplementation be paid to those clinicians that did clinical work. That created problems in departments like chemical pathology, hematology, and so on. To be able to know who was actually clinical, some doing clinical work, and those who are not really, who are just doing the basic science. So it created a problem. So it will have been easier to have what you now have as a Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences. But we didn't have that luxury.
We're very much grateful, sir. Let me go back to our online participants. Dr. Kuti, are you back? Are you ready to take your question now or comments? Dr. Kuti, please. Any other person who is maybe interested in asking some questions can raise up their hand, and I can call them as appropriate. But meanwhile, let me go back to our 4th floor lab, sir. Sir, the 4th floor lab serves 4 departments, namely chemical pathology, hematology, medical microbiology, and pathology, as in histopathology. I some of my colleagues and myself too would like to know, maybe, of course, it appears, I'm almost sure that the lab was not in existence when you were a student. Yes, sir. I don't know exactly what what it was then, but maybe you want to maybe share with us what informed that multipurpose lab. And I regret to inform that the lab has seen good days before. A lot of things aren't going on well with that lab. And as a matter of fact, the faculty is trying to see how we can bring succor to that lab such that we could even expand it to ensure that the seminar room within the lab functions not just for exams alone. We're able to do some kind of video conferencing within the place and so on and so forth. Just tell us, sir, if you, whatever you can still maybe, or you think that we should know about that lab, the idea or the concept that brought up that lab, and over the years, how you have seen it being run, and how you think that we can actually improve and expand on the functionality of the lab, sir.
Thank you very much. I believe the lab you're talking about is in the Clinical Sciences building, or the building they now named Akande.
Yes, sir.
Clinical Sciences building. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
The lab is on the top floor of that Clinical Sciences building. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Very correct, sir. It's on the fourth floor. Yes, sir.
Right. The whole idea was that the whole of the pathology departments, which included hematology, medical microbiology, pathology, morbid anatomy, etc. It was felt that they needed to have a combined laboratory where it's interdepartmental, where every department would be represented there. Every of the well, I call them sub-departments, but they are really departments. Hematology, medical microbiology, morbid anatomy, should be. That was the whole idea. It was not both for research and for teaching. But I'm not so sure that I don't know why it has not been properly maintained. I imagine that it's not been properly maintained because there's not a single department that was in charge of running it. So maybe Professor Shokumbi, Professor Shokumbi will be in a better position to answer this question because she's one of the leading people within the group. So with your permission, Mr. Dean, if you can ask Professor Shokumbi to elaborate on that concept and why that laboratory has not run as it should have been. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor. Professor Shokumbi, ma.
Thank you, sir. Our Emeritus Professor. I've learned a lot so far, and I will continue to learn. Mr. Dean, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Previously, many of us were muted, so we couldn't get across, but I'm glad things are different now. Let me start with the fourth floor. I was a medical student here, and I can remember how much work went on that fourth floor. In fact, the pathology museum was a delight. Students were even up to 12 midnight. I remember my own discussion group, 5 boys and a girl, that is Bura. Sometimes we'd be there up till about 12 midnight, learning from one part to the other. There is no doubt that the place has run down even beyond imagination. I think at a time pathology histopathology was in charge of our microscopes. But later, nobody really took responsibility for making sure that that lab remains its best. However, sir, I would like my comments on the lab to be connected with what I'm about to say now. I've had the calendar, university calendar for the 70s. I became a prelim student in 1971. I noticed that all the departments in basic sciences, anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, hematology, they had on the average 6 to 8 lecturers per department. 6 to 8. Anyone can go back and check. What am I driving at? Usually, we now have some departments having 24 lecturers, 22 lecturers, that's biochemistry and physiology, while the rest of us were left with just 6 to 8 lecturers. In my view, there should have been an audit.
Network problem is really affecting us enjoying Professor Urash. We will welcome you back, ma. Once you are in, just indicate and let us know so that we can bring you back, ma. Let me welcome Professor Shola Gbotosho of Pharmacology and Therapeutics. Professor Chukum is back. Please go on, ma. I see a mirage.
Okay, I'm back now.
Please go on, ma.
Thank you, sir. Just quickly, let anybody go and look at the calendar of the university calendar. Those departments under basic medical had on the average of lecturers between 6 to 8. But currently, you have other departments, 24 lecturers about chemistry, physiology, about 20 lecturers. What informs distribution? The passionate distribution. Bear in mind that even though the college has grown in leaps and bounds, some departments were disadvantaged. You cannot ask a department with 6 lecturers to
We'll just wait a little. I think she's rejoining. Prof, please continue. Professor Shukumi. Oh, okay. Professor Shukumi, please continue. Unmute and continue, ma. Please unmute yourself, ma, and continue.
Alex is no longer on.
Okay, but we'll go to Dr. Kuti while we are waiting for her to rejoin. Dr. Kuti, please. Dr. Kuti, please unmute yourself and continue or speak up.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Please go on, yes.
Okay, yeah, so I think in response to some questions, what I wanted to address, the question I wanted to raise has been addressed, which was basically some have questioned the rationale behind the creation of the new faculty. I think I wanted to go further back and say, what was the rationale for creating the initial faculty in the first instance? And I think the Emeritus Professor has already addressed that. So I think I'm quite satisfied. Thank you very much.
Thank you
so very much. Professor Shokumbi is back. Please continue your line of thoughts, ma.
I don't think she has rejoined yet. It's not, her name is now reflected.
Okay, I'm back now. Round up
Okay.
I will round up. I'm sure our editors can grasp what I'm trying to say. College has made progress tremendously, but there should have been an audit of the progress for each department vis-a-vis the number of lecturers that are allowed to be employed. Because we don't know how them became, the norm that some lecturers in departments will be 3 or 4 times the lecturers in the other base departments. 6 lecturers cannot do enough volume of work as 24 lecturers, and yet we are rated by the same criteria. I'm sure
Sometimes this network can really be funny. I can see Dr. Adedeji of Pharmacology and Therapeutics. You are also welcome. Maybe Professor Kwatosha might want to chip in 1 or 2 things before we get back to Professor Shokumbi, if possible. Professor Shola Kwatosha. Oh, she's gone. All right. Do we have any other comments, either online or just raise up your hand if you are interested in making comments or asking questions. But meanwhile, Professor J. Olani, Head of Department of Hematology, would like to make some comments or questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have learned a lot from your deliveries, but there is a bordering question to me that I need answers to. At the onset of the college and formation of departments, can you please compare funding at that time to this present moment where we have difficulty in funding many projects and minor activities? Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. You're asking about funding at the time compared to what it is now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know what it was then. I do not really know exactly what it is now, other than what I hear. But I will tell you, at the beginning, it was quite good. Not only was it good, it was funding from the government was given quarterly in advance. It wasn't even in arrears. They gave us funding in advance every quarter. And we didn't have to go to Lagos. Lagos was the capital of country like Abuja now, to go and solicit for the funds came as and when due. So it was quite good at the time, relatively. And what we did was, even then, whatever was given was put in a fixed account, in an account, which bears some interest. So even at the end of the year, you usually have interest, which is declared to the government. And these interests are used to give scholarship and to support the Senate research grant, supplemented. So I really must say that we were fortunate at that time. Again, don't forget, there were very few universities relatively. At the time we're talking of, I think there were just about 5 or 6 federal universities. There were virtually no states, maybe 2. Bafemawolo University, which was University of Ife, for Western region, and the Nsukka, the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, belonged to the then Eastern region. The rest, there were 5 or so, were federal. The federal later took on Ife and making 6 universities. I believe now I'm told that there are almost 200 universities. So maybe there's not enough money to go around. So let me say quite clearly that we were fortunate at that time. We were blessed. Now things are not what they are. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Let me quickly amend one error that I committed much earlier in the day. That is, I missed out Dr. Abiola Okeshola of Medical Microbiology. I hope she will forgive me. She's another auntie of mine. Please, Dr. Okeshola, can you just make some comments? Thank you very much, ma'am. Just unmute yourself and make your comment, ma'am. Dr. Okeshola.
Okay. Good afternoon, my dean. I'm Dr. Abiola Okeshola from the Department of Medical Microbiology. Really appreciate and welcome our Emeritus Professor Prof, and we thank you for all the enlightenment that you have given unto us. And we also wish you happy birthday in our year. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Very much, ma'am. Let's go back to Professor Wuraola Shokunbi, and then we'll move to Professor Taiwo Kotila after. Professor Shokunbi, ma'am.
Thank you. I believe I've wrapped up the issue of 4th floor. The second issue was disproportionate employment of number of lecturers in some of the departments that constituted. I'm so delighted that basic clinical finally evolved. It was a long drawn effort. And I think Professor in particular, all the hard work that he did. I will implore our dean, we need more lecturers in basic clinical, because that will determine
Maybe Professor Taiwo Kotila can take over, and then when she returns, we can take our comments again.
The network has been very unfair to Professor Shokunbi.
That's true, man. That's true, sir. Professor Kotila, please. While we are waiting for Professor Shokunbi after. Professor Taiwo Kotila. Yes, Professor Taiwo Kotila, your hand is up. Okay, maybe Dr. Kuti can then key in.
Yes, thank you, sir. I was muted and I couldn't unmute, but I've been unmuted. Thank you very much, sir, Emeritus Professor Akande. I'm going to just... Am I on, sir?
Please go on. I hear you.
Mr. Dean, can I go on, sir?
Please
Yes,
go on,
please.
Professor Kotila, please go on. Yeah, it's the network.
It's the network.
With Professor Wura Shokunbi, please.
Okay. Thank you. Now, by appealing to all my colleagues in this new faculty, basic clinical faculty, I thank God officially in my private prayer that faculty came into being tired. I thank God for that. I'm appealing to everybody in the basic clinical. Cooperate engage with yourselves. The reason why a researcher travel to microbiology or chemical pathology. That is the backbone of our science in basic clinical. Don't let's stay in all these silos where we are not thinking out of the box. I don't see any research in hematology that cannot incorporate chemical pathology and microbiology. So I thank you for the opportunity for me to let you how I feel about this new faculty. Certainly, you have my assurance, whatever errand you send me, even though retired,
This network is very unfair.
Yes, very unfair.
Maybe Dr. Kuti can share his thoughts. But before him, I need to say a word or two, particularly about the efforts that actually went into this development that we're seeing in the College of Medicine now, building on the foundation laid by our Emeritus Professor Akande. I think sometimes around 2017, 2018, thereabout, during the provostship of the 11th provost, that's Professor Olakpade Olaopa, the likes of particularly Professor Ari Bakari pick up the issue and was supported by many of us younger ones. And that's the fruit that we are seeing today. I mentioned Professor Ogumbe earlier on too, and younger colleagues like Dr. Kuti, Dr. Gundeji, and so on. They actually put some sleepless nights together with the then heads of department, including Professor Kotila and the rest of them. They put in a lot of work in trying to ensure that we're able to get to where we are today. So I must appreciate them. I thank Professor Rashid Bakari especially for some other things that he did to also ensure that we have this realization of this faculty. Thank you all once again. Dr. Kuti, please, if we can have you now.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Please go on. We can hear you now.
So, sir, I would like to ask you somewhat of a political question. I imagine that your experience goes beyond the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. I imagine that you've seen other colleges, other universities outside Nigeria, outside Africa, and you have experience of how they run, how they operate. So my first question is this: do you think it right? Even from what you've said before about how the faculties were created, because of administrative convenience to avoid unnecessary bureaucracy, to ensure equitable distribution of departments across faculties. I'm asking now, sir, what do you think of the role of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria in prescribing the creation of faculties to colleges of medicine? What is it? Is it a good step? Is it a welcome step? Is it something that should be encouraged? Sir, because I attended a conference in Cape Town sometime in 2018 where there was a professor of medicine that came from from the US, and he said they were just establishing a university, a school of medicine in that place. And he said in that school, their concept was to start medical training from the clinics. So the first encounter that students of medicine had was in the clinics. You know, what that said was that there are probably different ways to train medical students. And there are different things which I'm sure you must have seen in your experience globally. Why is the MDCN trying to, is there any wisdom then in the MDCN trying to prescribe one tablet for all the medical schools in Nigeria, whether public or private, religious, non-religious, all of us must follow a particular template? Is it rational for them to give us that template, or should there be some liberty in people exercising creativity, innovation in how they train their medical students? So that's my first question, sir. What do you think about the current MDCN approach, given your experience in other universities and colleges of medicine, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. It's a loaded question. Don't forget that the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria is actually composed of people from the medical schools, with a few government nominees. So it's actually up to us to determine what we want. And anything that will make sure that students are properly trained should be encouraged. And anything that will hinder the training of students should also be discouraged. It's up to us, really. There's no point saying the Medical and Dental Council did this or did that. It's us. If we don't want it, we go there in the Medical and Dental Council and say this should not be. But what happens in Nigeria, unfortunately, that a lot of regional sentiments that should not come into things come in. We don't always encourage those things which we should encourage. This is just an attitudinal thing, and it changes. It will not always be so. So I presume that maybe one day you will be on the Medical and Dental Council yourself and be able to influence things. It's no use comparing things that happen elsewhere with what happens in our own country, because we have our own peculiarities. The important thing is to try and rise above those things that hinder progress and promote those things that will enhance progress. There are no hard rules about it. I understand what you're saying perfectly, but I don't have an immediate answer to it. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Words of our elder, usually very apt and trying to reshape our ways of looking at things. We appreciate you, sir. Before I call for further questions, let me alert us that we are almost 1.5 hours gone, and this program should round up in another 20 or 30 minutes. We should be mindful of that timing. Sir, 3 of the 4 departments in pathology have offices within the UCH buildings. I hope I will not need to really, I don't even need to expatiate down, because you haven't been first CMD and Provost of College of Medicine. You are very much well aware of that. But only Department of Hematology is accommodated in the so-called buildings that actually belong to the college and university. Why do you think this was so, sir? And would there be some drawbacks as a result of this? One thing that I can mention, sir, is the seeming inadequacy of space for particularly departments of pathology, and ditto for even Department of Chemical Pathology, but particularly Department of Pathology. I can see that most of our professors there are just put in very small places. So, sir, why is a Department of Pathology, Medical Microbiology, and Chemical Pathology still remain within the UCH buildings, as it were? Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. Well, like anything else, when there's allocation of whatever, space, and so on, it depends on who is the leader. The leadership of the departments at the time make their case. And it depends on the way the authorities look at the strength of that case, then they judge accordingly. What I can remember is that hematology was just created out of the Department of Pathology about the same time as the Clinical Sciences building was being put up. So it may be that it was at that time that, like a newborn baby, those in the house, was put into the concept of the Clinical Sciences building, and the other departments were left where they were. Pathology department, which was then called morbid anatomy, had been in that ground floor of the west wing. Chemical pathology has been in the basement there. Immunology developed out of chemical pathology. So they were there. I think at the time that the Clinical Sciences building was being put on, that was when the Department of Hematology was created. Professor Lucio Musato was the head of the department. He must have made a strong argument that they need space for this, for their newly born. That may be why they were accommodated in the Clinical Sciences building and not the others. That's all I can say. I can only guess why now, because we're talking of things that happened more than 40, 50 years ago. Difficult to say why it happened. But clearly, whoever is head anytime has a lot of influence as to what is done. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. We are really enriched by these very important interactions with you, sir. Let me move from pathology back to pharmacology, sir, with your permission. Department of Pharmacology and Therapeutics, I have tried to discuss this with you before, but I do not know exactly when that department was created. Although I heard from some historical papers that that department, the very first head of that department, Dr. Arosh Schneiden, actually was initially appointed as a senior lecturer in the Department of Physiology before his secondment to Department of Pharmacology. But sir, when was pharmacology created? And how was it like vis-a-vis the building that came into being during the period of headship of Dr. Arosh Schneiden, and what has subsequently happened to that department? So when was it first created? And was there anything that might be of relevance vis-a-vis the way that department has been operating since then and the way it operates now, sir? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dean. The Department of Pharmacology, even when I was a medical student, I entered medical school in 1959. And that time, Department of Pharmacology was not a department, it was just a sub-department within the Department of Physiology. And as you rightly said, Harold Schneider, I remember him very well. When I entered the medical school, he was in charge of that sub-department, which was part of the Department of Physiology. I cannot tell you the precise date in which pharmacology became a department, but I will imagine it happened. I did my second MD in 1961. It was still pharmacology was still part of physiology. But by 1964, when I graduated, having left the preclinical to clinical, I know that it was already a department. So I will imagine that it will be sometime in the early 60s, maybe between 62 and 64. We can actually sit as the registrar of the university. I know this, you've asked this question from me before, but maybe we should now actually go into the history, into the recorded history of the university. And I think the registrar should be of the university should be able to tell us, because before it became a department, it will have gone through Senate. So if we look into the Senate records, we will find out when exactly it was made a department. And I think it probably be between 1962 and 1964 when it became a department. That's the question. That's the one I can answer. And unfortunately, people like Professor Salako, blessed memory, may so rest in perfect peace. He was there all the time. And as you rightly put in one of your writings, and Professor Salako led the establishment of clinical pharmacology, which was then incorporated in the clinical sciences building. I'm sure we can still find out the history from the university. It's important that we do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. A quick follow-up to that question, sir. Is the current building that houses that Department of Pharmacology in UI, I guess that building was not, was still under construction when you were a student, sir. So which of the areas were you using during your own time, especially for practical session? I read some of the communications between late Professor D.T. Okpako and late Diana Mary James, the very first professor of pharmacology in University of Ibadan. And in that exchange, it emanated that a building or a place that was accommodating pharmacology before was later converted for the use of the newly created program, that is pharmacy, in 1980. So, sir, which of the buildings, is it the one in front of anatomy that you used as a student, or was that building already available for your use, sir?
Thank you. That building was not there at the time. And all pharmacology lectures, or whatever is done in pharmacology, was done in the Department of Physiology, which was in that, the old part of the bungalow-like building, which houses the department. Pharmacology and biochemistry were all part of the Department of Physiology, and therefore used whatever space was affordable for the Department of Physiology. Is what they used. Now, when the Faculty of Pharmacy or pharmacy program started, which actually started again at the time that the College of Medicine was established, because in the 2 years that I was Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, the last Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, we had proposed that there should be a pharmacy program. And with the active support of the late Professor David Opako, so rest in peace, we moved very actively to ensure that the program in pharmacy was there. And in 1980, when the College of Medicine was established, there was then just a department of pharmacy. So that department that within 2 years became a faculty with several departments in it. And we used whatever space was available. So if pharmacology had a space in the main campus, it was used, because if you want to establish a new thing and you have to have funding and money, you will wait till doomsday, you will never get it. But if you say we already have something that we can start off with, like Oliver Twist, you can always ask for more. But don't let getting more deprive you from getting anything at all. So we have to make sure that we have whatever facilities we have, we use to start. And then after that, once you started, that's it. You then start to grow. And that's exactly what has happened. So I believe that's what happened. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, our teacher of teachers. Let me cede the floor to maybe any or whoever is interested in making comments from online. Just indicate by raising up your hand as we try to wind down. I think we have stressed our emeritus professor long enough. We've been on this program for about an hour and a half. So we should try and wind down. But before that, maybe a few comments here and there. I guess Professor Rashid Bakari will want to chip in one or two things. It's also
Thank you very much, Mr. Dean. As I said earlier, I've just learned what is being discussed on this forum. I think it's a very good development, and I want you to keep it up by inviting some of the retirees for interaction like this. So I think it's a very good, idea. Then let me just make comments concerning the fourth floor. I remember as a medical student, and we are over 200 then. We are the first set that were over 200. Each medical student has a microscope. His name or her name written clearly on the boxes. Each one of us has a microscope. Over the years, that is not possible now. I don't know why it should be like this. Then concerning the lecturers in various departments, I think my advice is that each department should establish units. And that's what I did in medical microbiology. We have units now. We have bacteriology, we have parasitology, mycology, venerology, and we have clinical virology. And each of these units have been recognized by both the university and the hospital. And you should not have problem having more lecturers. The quota initially for our department was 7, but with the formation of the units, we can afford to have at least 2 lecturers per unit. So at the end of the day, we might have to have more than maybe 10 lecturers. Already, we have, even though I think there are 6 now, we still have vacancy for about 5 lecturers in that department, which I want to plead with the dean to pursue rigorously so that we can have more lecturers in the department. What I'm saying is that each department should have units. Hematology, for example, they can create units, immunopathology, so many other units in that department to have more lecturers. If you write to the director of academic planning, asking lecturer per this unit, they will give you. They will give you. If you pursue it rigorously, they will give you. Once again, I want to commend you for this meeting, and I want you to keep it up. And I want to thank God for the life of our emeritus professor. I admire you, sir, honestly. May God continue to prolong your life for us. You are valuable. Thank you very much, sir. Over.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bakari. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you very much indeed. I see that Dr. Gotosho is also online. You wanted to ask her a question about pharmacology some time ago. I don't know if she's there now to supplement what you said regarding pharmacology.
Hello, sir.
Please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Gotosho.
And happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day.
Thank
May you continue to enjoy good health and a blissful life in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And
Thank you.
I just want to appreciate you, sir. That even at this stage of your life, you are still giving your all to the College of Medicine and to the university and humanity as a whole. It's a great privilege for us to have you in our midst. and to be able to guide us even as we begin to, navigate even new areas in the life of the college as well. And thank you for all the history you have given, and for opening our eyes and enlightening us. We are very grateful, sir. And I really appreciate, I'm glad to be on the platform to listen to you and to learn a lot from under you. Administratively, you are a wealth of knowledge as well, apart from professionally. We are grateful. Thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much, Professor Gbotosho, for your kind words. And Professor Gbotosho is one of the oldest or the most senior professors in pharmacology and therapeutics as we speak. Is one of the few professors in the faculty who are more than 10, 12 years as professors. So thank you very much, man.
I remember Professor Gbotosho very well. Thank you very much for your contribution.
All right, sir. I could also see Professor Oyindamola Abiodun online. You're welcome. I don't know if you want to maybe say a little words of remarks before I go back to Professor Kotila, who would help us to give vote of thanks as well, because need to allow our teacher of teachers to take some rest after all these discussions. Dr. Abiodun, Professor Abiodun, please.
Thank you, my dean. And thank you, Emeritus Professor, sir. I'm Oyindamola Abiodun. I will say we've been hearing about you. One of the youngest professors in the faculty, 4-year-old professor. But what I can realize is that even when I was announced as a professor, you sent a text message to me. I was surprised that Prof is still keeping following us in college. I are still keeping abreast of what is happening. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wealth of knowledge and the experience you are sharing. So I really appreciate you. May the good Lord preserve you more and keep you for us and your family. I'm grateful, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Abiodun. I want to crave the indulgence of Professor Kotila that we listen to our Emeritus Professor Akande, vis-a-vis maybe some parting words, and thereafter we'll come back to you. You can make the comments and then also help us to give vote of thanks to our Emeritus Professor. So your indulgence, sirs and mas, Professor Emeritus E Akande, sir. Maybe some of your parting words, words of encouragement, of advice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you, Dean Professor Matthias Fintola, for this program. I think it's very welcome indeed. I'm so happy to interact with all our younger colleagues who are here and to share whatever thoughts that we may have together. This is a very welcome development. I hope you will continue with it. You've started the new faculty very well, a very sound footing. And I pray that God will continue to give you the wisdom to guide the faculty in the right directions. And once again, I thank all those who have contributed to this program, both physically and online. It's so nice to see people and to hear what they think. I'm here in the UK right now, and through this medium, we can communicate. So, Professor Fintola, Dean of the new faculty, please continue this good work. I always remember your email address, Fintola, which is very, very interesting indeed. I thank you all. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to provide for you and your families most abundantly. In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Very much. Professor Taiwo Kotila, ma.
Thank you, sir. Well, I would like to thank the Dean and the faculty for organizing this interactive session. It has really been an eye-opening one, and we do hope for more of this. I want to especially thank Emeritus Professor Akande invitation session to creating the time, even though you are supposed to be on vacation away from Nigeria. We appreciate your sacrifice, which this interactive section. We look forward to hearing more from you and for interacting with you. I want to also thank every member of the faculty who have made it to this forum. I'm sure almost everybody in the faculty is here. So I thank everyone. We promise to build on what you have told us and to make the faculty grow forward. Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone.
In the final analysis, I want to begin my great appreciation from our Emeritus Professor, Teacher of Teachers, Professor E. Akande, for being there for us. I must confess here that he has been indulging me with a lot of information. I trouble him a lot. Either I'm phoning him or I'm sending text messages to him, and he has always been there when I ask or when I need to clarify things. So very much, sir, I thank you. May God continue to bless you, keep you for us. We wish you a happy birthday again. And we wish you many more of such in sound health. By God's grace, we'll continue to enjoy from your wealth of experience, as this is the way to go. We thank you very much. I missed out few of our participants online. I can see Dr. Ayobadejo. I also can see Dr. Dapo Aworanti. Forgive me for missing out your name since. From there, I want to appreciate especially our living legends, Professor Wura Ashokunbi, Professor Ari Bakari, and all other professors who have been part of this from the beginning, all the heads of department. I will not want to keep naming everybody. Our senior lecturers, of course, the faculty officer, Daru, and faculty officer, Mr. Olushola Dairo, Mr. Bola Ogumaki. Of course, I must not forget to appreciate very greatly the PC as well as the ITU, led by professionals, and they have done a professional job for us. I really appreciate you. May God continue to bless all of you and all of us as well. We hope that, and as advised by Professor Rashid Bakari and our Emeritus Professor, and equally by Professor Wura Ashokunbi, this, I hope, will not be the last. We'll continue to have such interactions with our living legends. Once again, I want to appreciate all of us. May God continue to keep us and lead us, guide us aright. I would request that we properly sign off as the program winds down after almost an hour and 50 minutes. Once again, Emeritus Professor you, Akande. Thank you very much. God bless you and keep you for us, sir.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now, and those on the up there, they can do their own by, virtual clapping too. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.